You're
viewers,
watching the
welcome to another
podcast,
edition of
Love
your
Matters
favorite
Relationship
program,
Talk Show on
Relationship
Vital
Talk
TV.
Show. And today we shall be talking about who builds the relationship. Please find out from this episode, and I have two wonderful personalities with me. I have Mrs. Fatmata and Mrs. Monica Mansaray and Mr. Albert Coker. I welcome you all to this wonderful program.
Thank you.
And please, our viewers, please don't forget to like this video, to share, and also hit the comment section. Tell us, what do you know, your own idea about who builds the relationship. So over to you, my ladies. For viewers, welcome to another edition of your favorite program, Relationship Talk Show. And today we shall be talking about who builds the relationship. Find out from this episode. And I have two wonderful personalities with me. Please, you may introduce yourselves.
Hello, viewers. My name is Mrs. Fatmata Monica Mansaray. I'm the CEO of the Radiant Women Organization.
And
I'm Bismarck Coker, your wonderful guest.
thank you all for this wonderful time. And please, our viewers, please don't forget to like this video, to share, and also hit the comment section. Please tell us, what do you know? What do you think? Your own idea or opinion about who builds the relationship. Over to you, Mr. Coker. I welcome you all. And please tell our viewers, who builds the relationship? Is it the man or the woman?
Firstly, we need to understand that building or nurturing a relationship is not limited to one significant male, sex, or individual in a relationship. It takes both parties to contribute and make the necessary sacrifices to be able to build the relationship. One thing I always say, you must understand firstly the roles and the responsibilities of what entails in a relationship or a marriage, so that you'll be able to niche on those responsibilities, which will eventually contribute to the building of the relationship. There are the general responsibilities which entails both the male and the female, that is the man or the woman, the husband or the wife, and then there are the specific roles that are limited to only the man or the woman. So the general roles involve firstly understanding yourselves. Okay, because human beings, we are social animals. Okay, we have our characters, our attitudes, our behaviors, our likes, our dislikes, you know, our dreams, our aspirations. So you need to understand the person you are in love with, you are in relationship with, the person you want to spend the rest of your life. You need to know him or her. Otherwise, you will be making efforts trying to do something for the relationship to work, but it will be a misplaced priority, because probably what you are spending your time and energy on in doing is not what your partner wants. It's not what your spouse wants. Okay, so you need to study him or her. I normally tell people that relationship is not a child's play. Okay, it's not a field day that you just go into and then you relax and you want the relationship to grow or to sweet, or for you to enjoy it. You have to work hard for that to happen. So understanding yourself is the first principle. But then in understanding yourself, there are critical things you need to pay attention to. Okay, one of those has to do with the mindset. Everything rises and falls on the mindset of the individual, and most times that's why you'll see someone will be in a relationship with a person, but then he or she will be making efforts trying to please the individual, but it seems her effort or his effort is not recognized. It's not bearing dividend of fruit, simply because the way your partner thinks is different from how you think. What is his intention, what is his desire, is different from yours. So you need to understand his worldview, his perception about life and relationship, and how he thinks about you in the relationship. Okay, because relationship is both parties. It's not just yourself. Otherwise, there will be no need for you to enter into a relationship or marriage, because it's both parties, male and female, involved in that bond and connection. You need to understand your opposite sex. You need to know what is his mindset about love or relationship generally, marriage, what is his belief in relationship, love, and marriage? If he's an individual who does not believe in spending time, okay, yes, he wants to be in the relationship, but his belief is not to spend time in the relationship. You want him or her to spend time with you, it's misaligned because you misunderstood him. You do not understand him in that area that, okay, if I want to commit myself to this individual, I must accept this individual from understanding that in this relationship, he or she will not spend time with me. But failing to do that, you realize that when you enter into the relationship, you commit yourself, you want the individual to spend time with you, but his mindset and belief is not aligned to that. He does not believe in that. So his mindset, his belief system, and then thirdly, his personality, that has to do with his character, that has to do with his behaviors, his attitudes, okay, what makes him who is he, okay. So you realize that most times personality traits differs, okay. Some people are moody, some are shy, some are temperamental, some, and so on and so forth. But you must taking attention to study. Relationship is a whole university. You have to study the different modules for your relationship or your marriage to work, okay. So studying him or her to know his or her personality will help you know how to build a relationship, because you know what are his strengths or what are her weaknesses. You now know that these strengths are the good things he or she is doing, okay, you celebrate him or her. But where he or she has a fall short of his or her weaknesses, that's where you need to pay attention to help him or her grow in that area, to help him or her understand that this area is a deficiency and it affects the relationship and the marriage. You need to pay attention on it, you need to work on it. And then in the general roles and responsibility also, ladies and gents must understand that relationship building is not limited to one person.
Sure.
In as much as both of them cannot be at par or cannot be equal, okay, in everything. You cannot be equal in age, you cannot be equal in knowledge, in status, and so on and so forth. But you must understand that it takes both of you to complement each other for the relationship to grow and nurture. Complementing each other means I support you in what you don't have, and you support me in what I don't have. Where you are good at, I support you in where you are not good, and you support me also where we are. So when we put both together, it helps to build a relationship. So those general responsibilities and understanding. I often hear people say in relationship, it's been 2 days he hasn't speak to me. He hasn't been in touch. But for that 2 days, you two have not made the effort to contact him or her.
Exactly.
So in both ways, it's the general responsibilities, whether it's in communication, whether it's in support, whether it's in spending time together, whether it's in discussing your ideas, your dreams, aspirations, your expectations. If you do not relate to your partner, he or she cannot understand you, okay. If you do not tell him or her what is bothering you, what is not going down well with you, what he or she is doing to you that is affecting, if you do not express that calmly, I mean, not you know, the ladies nagging, you know, but there are also some men who are, call them the mommy's boy, you know, they too nag a lot, you know. So those are exceptional cases. But in the general cases, we are trying to bring to understanding that for men and women out there, please understand that building a relationship takes both parties, the male and the female, the man and the woman, complementing each other, and then the relationship will grow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Coker, for that salient point. In addition to what you've just said, building a relationship is a collaborative effort. It is not solely the responsibility of one individual. Both people involved in the relationship contribute to its development and maintenance.
Sure.
Yes, just what you said. In building a relationship, it's not the solemn responsibility of one individual. Both parties, they are involved in building a healthy relationship. Over to you, Mrs. Mansaray. What's your own take on building a relationship?
Thank you very much. My own take in building a relationship, it entails both parties, both the male and the female. They have to work together as team to make sure that relationship stand or work. It both sacrifice. Each of them should sacrifice.
Exactly.
Not one person, as Mr. Bismarck have already said. It's a teamwork. A teamwork. It entails sacrifice. For the relationship to work, it entails sacrifice and teamwork. It is not the sole responsibility of the woman or neither the man.
You are watching
both of them should work so that the relationship will work. And in giving this time, in working so that the relationship will work, doing all the sacrifice entails forgiveness, communication. All of these are some of the things we should look at so that the relationship will stand. For this relationship to work, we have to be determined. Both of us should say, no, I'm going to be intentional in this one. This relationship must work. I must work hard. I must sacrifice. I must make sure that the happiness of this one person be my priority. The happiness of my husband or my boyfriend or girlfriend be my priority. I will go all out to make sure that this relationship work. I have to sacrifice. I have to be intentional in this. You know, also the mindset. Mr. Bismarck talk about the mindset. For a relationship to work, your mindset, both of your mindset should be. It should not be like 100% alike, but it should be a bit. Yes, you should have the same mindset. You think alike. Yeah, because if I want to go this way and this person is thinking about not going anywhere, then the relationship will not work. And if one person said this relationship is not going to work, no matter what you do, the relationship will not work. That's why I say it's teamwork. You have a lot of things to put in the relationship. Don't say it's the sole responsibility of the man. No, you the woman, you have a work to do. It's a work. Relationship is a work. You have to work hard.
Maybe some of them that are in the habit of, okay, since we are dating now, I normally used to call you in the morning, and if the individual fails to call you that morning, pick up the phone and call.
Yes, you have to call. If the man used to call you first in the morning and you see that he did not call you today, take the phone and call him. Check on him.
You should reciprocate.
Yes.
So what he has been doing for you.
Of course.
And people normally say, Mr. Bismarck, and I quote, "Na woman na engage relationship." What do you say about that?
I'll beg to differ. It's not the women that have relationship, it's both the women and the men. Like I said earlier, it takes both parties, okay, to contribute. Like Mrs. Mansaray said, make the necessary sacrifices in order for the relationship to work. But like I alluded earlier, it takes deep understanding of your partner. Okay, because that's where we have the whole issue about relationship not working. Relationship is a bad thing, it's full of stress and all that. It hinges on failing to understand your partner well, not partially. Okay, it's deep understanding of your partner holistically, everything about him or her. Okay, that's what will help you to know how to relate in the relationship. Okay, because for example, if you are in a relationship with your guy, for the ladies, okay, you want to prepare food for him as a surprise, okay, and then you by yourself in your mind, in your thinking, okay, what is the food that I will make for him that will appreciate me, that will make him to love me? He said, okay, let me prepare salad for him. Okay, you know, salad is expensive to make, to prepare. Okay, so you go to the market, buy all of the food stuff that entails in preparing a nice dish of salad, thinking that because it's expensive, the man will appreciate it. You brought it to him and he does not appreciate it. Okay, so and then you become annoyed or angry that you took all your time, you spend your money and resources, and you brought it to him and he did not appreciate. Do you know where the problem is? You fail to understand what food he likes that you should prepare for him.
Even though you want to surprise him, but you should know the food that he likes before you go all and waste all your time, your resources.
Exactly. So that's the understanding we are talking about. Okay, because it will make you to waste time, lose resources, and then you will become angry and bitter at the end of the day at your spouse or partner, thinking that he or she is not appreciative of your effort in the relationship, whereby it is you who fail to understand exactly what he or she likes and dislikes. What he or she likes is what you focus on to keep doing. What he or she does not like, it entails two-pronged approach. Okay. Firstly, what he or she does not like, don't do it. Because if I don't like you singing around me and you keep singing around me, what will happen? It will bring conflict. And where there is conflict, there is quarrel. And if the quarrel is not managed, it will lead to fight. Okay? So you should know that if this is what he doesn't like, don't do it.
Here comes in the talking stage.
I want to say something.
The talking stage. When you first met the individual, I believe you should discuss your likes and dislikes.
I want to say something. Before we go there, please, can I say something? Before you go there, you are talking about doing something that your guy like and what you did not like. What about some people? No matter what you do for them, they will not appreciate it. You know that this guy don't like salad, as you said. Okay, but he like salad without mayonnaise, right? Now I've given him salad without mayonnaise, and he's still bringing attitude, towards the salad. There are some people that are very hard to deal with, very meticulous, right? Now this guy, no matter what you do, there are some people that will never appreciate. As my sister is saying, in a relationship, when you are starting, there should be the talking stage. You talk about your likes and your dislikes.
That is where I want to hang you. That is where I want to hang you. Why hanging me?
There are some people that are very hard to satisfy.
I know.
And me, I'm one person who normally said, I will not kill myself satisfy anybody. I will do what I know it's right for me to do. And then if you don't feel appreciated, you don't satisfied about it, then so be it. That's where the sacrifice comes in. That's where the sacrifice comes in, right? We talk about sacrifice recently, right? Now those women has prepared for you salad, and you don't like mayonnaise. Do you want to put mayonnaise in the salad? As a husband or as a boyfriend, that both of you are dating yourself, right? You don't like it. Simple. I don't like salad with mayonnaise.
First to start it, appreciate.
You have to first of all appreciate her effort. Appreciate her effort for what you have done.
Let me jump right.
Hold on. Yes. Hold on. I'm still on my left. I'm still saying what I want to say. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next time.
If it causes you to even pick, that's where the sacrifice comes in. When we talk about sacrifice, you will not know the weight of it, except it happened to you, right? That even it causes you to just take maybe the chicken or whatever you can eat from that food, just to make that your partner happy. Don't just, I don't want this food. What kind of food is this? I'm not eating salad and mayonnaise. You just remove this thing from my side. As you said, conflict to come. From conflict we have quarrel, fighting. So you see, that's where everything will just.
You guys have made some points that I want to clarify.
Okay, go ahead.
For us to set the stage and be on the right path. Okay. We are going back to understanding. Firstly, you cannot be appreciated for doing something wrong.
Okay.
Let's establish that fact. Okay. No one appreciates you for doing something wrong or bad.
Okay.
Understand and accept that. Okay. You are celebrated for doing something that is good, that someone will appreciate naturally. Okay. But no one appreciates you for doing bad. Let's get that right. Now, why does the man don't like the salad? You fail to understand the reason. That's why we are going back to understanding. Okay. Probably he has an allergy to it.
Okay.
So he cannot circumvent, like what you're saying, pick in the salad. That is an allergy.
I am just trying to say.
That comes in the talking stage.
So I want to clarify that aspect first.
Okay, allow him.
In our context first, the talking stage is a misconception.
Okay.
Okay. relationship between guys and ladies, when they say they're talking stage, it's not talking stage they are in. It's just a misconception because they do not understand and follow the principles in talking stage.
Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, the misconception of building an idea in utopia. I mean, copying something that is not real from what they read in novels and what they watch in movies. They want to apply it in real life. That is not synonymous to their partner in their relationship. It does not work. Because no two, even Charles Darwin in his human development theories says no two identical twins are the same. No human beings are the same. You cannot take what you read in a novel or what you watch in a movie and apply it in your relationship and expect it to prepare the food. You won't appreciate. So that's why I keep saying understanding your partner. If you keep doing the wrong things, you won't be appreciated, you won't be celebrated, and adversely the relationship won't progress, or it won't grow, or it won't develop. So you need to understand that in as much as you want to please your partner, you want to do things that are exciting for your partner, the first thing you need to ask yourself, will he appreciate it? That's always what should guide your action or your effort towards him or her, because you don't want to waste all of that effort in doing something for him and he or she doesn't appreciate you. So going back in building your relationship, understanding your partner is the bedrock in every area holistically. The talking stage that you mentioned, I keep saying in our context there is no talking stage, because the principles involved in talking stage, the processes involved in talking, they are not practicing it. So it's just a fallacy that they are going by, particularly for the ladies who are in the talking stage, but they are not doing practically what should be in the talking stage. So in a spiritual context within churches, ideally, biblically, what they refer to as talking stage is what the Bible refers to as courtship. So in talking stage or courtship is the period wherein you understand, you take your time to understand everything about the individual, that I mean your partner, his or her background, his or her family, his or her belief, his or her future, where he or she personally is thinking of going, and where you want to align or form a synergy in that direction, so that you both can partner to journey in that direction. So if you are not in alignment of his or her understanding, effort will be wasted. Resources will be wasted, and ultimately, because we are humans, your emotions will get affected. You will get angry, you will get annoyed, you will think that he or she doesn't love you, which is a mismatch. Okay,
Mr. Kuka, in the midst of everything, at least apply some effort by saying thank you, but please next time don't add this ingredient, don't add this ingredient.
No, I
that is my point.
I keep debunking that to say no one can appreciate you for doing wrong.
Let me say
understanding what people fail to understand. The gravity of what you are doing that is wrong, for you think it's normal, you think it's something basic, you think it's something that is not anything.
The money she took to prepare the food was not given by the individual.
Was I the one who told you to spend that money?
It was a surprise.
I want to say something
in alignment with my desire.
Mr.
It is hard for you to ask what I like, so that you decide what you should prepare.
The main topic here is who builds the relationship.
So you won't appreciate the individual.
What are the things we do to build the relationship?
The energy.
So for me, I am saying, even if it is me, if it is something that I don't like, I can't appreciate.
For the effort.
What effort?
Now, can I say something?
Yeah.
All right. Now, let's say the main topic here is who builds the relationship, right? What are the things we do to build the relationship, to spice up the relationship? we now talk about sacrifice. Remember, we talk about sacrifice. We also talk about being intentional within the relationship. We talk about going extra to make the relationship work. Now, I have prepared for you something. I've never done it before, right? I've prepared something for you, and you're allergic to one or two things that is inside the food. Now, there's a way you should handle it. You will not just come up playing, never do this. I don't make this. There's some people that react like that. There's a way that you will manage the situation, right? These are the sacrifice. I'm not saying you to eat the food. So maybe if you eat that food, you are going to, I don't know how to say, something will come out of your body. You have reactions and everything. Just tell you appreciate first my effort, right? I'm coming. I know you don't appreciate people. Even though they do the wrong thing, you don't appreciate people. But I want to tell you that in a relationship, it doesn't work like that.
Really?
Yes.
That's why you live.
And if you keep giving out hard corrections, hard corrections, meaning no sign of appreciation. I'm a human being. Sometimes maybe I've been doing things so you correct me how you want it. Not because I've mistaken this one time. You are going to just.
So now you are shifting.
I'm not shifting it.
Or diverting.
I said, no, I'm not diverting anything. No. I said.
So initially, when we started, it was about appreciation for what.
That's where I'm still on that main topic.
And I alluded to say you will be appreciated, but you are the ones that said you have took your time to prepare the food. That the issue was the guy not eating the food.
Yes, even if you did not eat the food, there's a way you will manage the situation.
It was not about appreciation. Firstly, it was not about appreciation.
Okay.
It was about eating the food. And then we started to address that one, and now you brought in appreciation. Of course, you will be appreciated. Okay?
Now, the first word that you said you will never appreciate the wrong thing. Right?
Because you said you will never appreciate. Where we started, your argument was that because he did not eat the food, it means he did not appreciate you. And I was trying to clarify that to say no one appreciates you for doing something wrong.
Okay, let's say you know the food. What I'm trying to say here is there is a way you will handle the situation. You will manage that the next person will not feel bad. Let's say you go and buy me bra and the bra is not my size.
Of course,
as a partner, what I will do first is say, hey, thank you, babe, thank you for the bra, thank you, I really appreciate you, but the bra cannot suit me.
So the
this is not the kind of bra I like.
Shifting the
the bone of contention was you appreciate your partner even if they make mistake and then you correct the mistake.
That's what I'm saying. The bone of contention, you are shifting the argument. The bone of contention was about appreciation. Okay, I tried to clarify. You said you prepared the food for the guy. The guy did not eat the food, and therefore he did not appreciate you. And then I said you did not took your time firstly to understand what food the guy likes that you should prepare. And for you, your argument was just because he did not eat the food, it meant he did not appreciate you. It was not about how he presented the appreciation. It's now that
no, I did not say because he did not eat the food. I said your reaction, the word you will say, like you're the one that talk about appreciation. You say you will not appreciate the wrong thing. Even if somebody do mistake, you will not it's a mistake. You will not appreciate it. You will not appreciate me because I have prepared the food for you that you are allergic to. You will not appreciate my effort. And that's where we are saying you should appreciate the little effort and then you do the correction in a very gentle way.
It depends on the circumstance. Remember where
which circumstance?
Okay, that's why I'm trying. You see, let's keep the thought process aligned. Okay. Where we are coming from is about firstly understanding the personality of the individual. You are talking of the ideal situation. Okay. I'm talking of the practicality of what is happening in the majority.
I am talking also about the practicality. About what is happening.
So for you and I, we won't respond that way. Because we are exposed, we are educated, we are at an average in our status in society. We've interacted with a lot of people, been to places, we are exposed, so we won't react or respond like that. But I'm talking generally about my brothers and sisters down there in town who are not that educated, who are not that exposed, who have not that interacted with elites in society. They won't respond that way.
That's the mistake they would do, because we are talking about who builds the relationship.
It goes back to knowledge.
If you want to build a relationship, you will not react that way.
You cannot give what you don't have. That's why we are here to teach them.
That's true.
Okay, so you and I will not react or respond because of our exposure, the level of education we have attained, the people we are interacting with society, our background, the work we do. We won't rest. So those are not the people we are talking about in this case. Okay, we are talking about those who have not darkened the walls of the educational system, whether at elementary or at tertiary. Okay, those who have not had the opportunity to be groomed in an ideal home where you have the ideal parent or the father and the mother taking care of the children, seeing them through school, through university. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about those who grew up in one parent system. We are talking about those who even grew up without father and mother. We are talking about those who have fend for themselves, who are in the streets, who are taking care of themselves.
They do
not have all of this knowledge. Okay, they do not understand this way of relating in a relationship. So those are the ones we are trying to bring into the picture for us to understand that in as much as we are privileged, I would say, to be at this stage. Okay, we have our compatriots, our brothers and sisters who are not like us.
That's true,
and we should not leave them out of the discussion.
And that's why I want to tell them that for you to make a relationship work, for a relationship to be built up in a very healthy way, you have to know the way you talk to your partner. You have to understand your partner. You have to show respect even in your conversation.
Yes.
You show respect in your conversation. Even in terms of argument, because you can argue as a couple, yes. You can argue on issues, but there should be some amount of respect. The way you talk, the tone at which you talk.
You know, in most relationships that doesn't happen.
Yeah, the tone at which you talk to your partner, you should be very careful. Don't say because this is my husband, or this is my wife, or this is my girlfriend, I will talk to him or her anyhow. No, you know the way you talk, the tone of voice at which you talk.
Languages.
Some people easily get angry, in fact. And when they get angry, they will say any set of words, anything will come out of their mouth because they say, I am angry, I was angry, that's why I behaved that way. And forgetting that words don't rotting. It will remain in the mind, especially women.
It's thick.
Especially women. Whenever we see that, and that word will keep ringing in the ears of that woman until that one day she will just give up.
What about
and the relationship will break. Also the men, because they are also human. No, they are humans.
Oh yes,
they are humans.
Yes, of course.
It will be in their head. They will say, I forgive you, but it's in their head.
So another thing I want to say, in building a relationship, for queuing from what we've just discussed, I think one other major thing that in this our generation we have missed out on is the rite of passage. Rite of passage simply means as young girls or young boys, we do not take our time to go to the elders, sit at their feet, and then ask questions for us, for them to teach us how they are able to fare on in their marriages, starting from courtship and relationship onto marriage, and they have stayed so long and grow old in their marriage. We are not able to go back to them, sit for us to learn. How were they able to manage that? How were they able to go about that so that we too can learn and apply it? For
this Gen Z generation, we think we know everything. And then if you're a woman and they're in your marriage, taking all the nonsense, they'll be laughing at you. You fool. Yeah, you have sense. Why are you taking this nonsense from this man? They think that it's because you use your sense, or you think you use your education, that will make you stay in a marriage. No, you have to
nonsense. You have to say the nonsense so that the relationship will work. You have to act. That's where the sacrifice comes in. That's where the intention. You have to be intentional about the relationship. You have to accept the flaws of the person. You have to accept who I am and what makes me me. That's the first thing you should look at before you love me and accept who I am. So that the relationship, don't say, no, the film that we are watching, you don't do that. You don't look at what is happening on TikTok, what is happening on social media. You should love me. This is where I want you to love me.
Some even compare relationships
for my mental health. Have you heard that word? My mental health. My God. In fact, the women now, I'm going to leave this relationship for my mental health. No. I'm against that word of my mental health.
So of course there is no mental health where you are not putting in the effort, okay, to bring in sanity. So it's not about you, the individual, trying to please your partner, okay? Because again, most people in relationship, they feel like they are being marginalized because of the efforts they are putting in it. They are not seeing the reciprocative response from their partner, so they thought that, okay, I'm wasting my time, okay, I'm depressed, my mental health. No, so you are the one that actually should take care of your mental health.
Don't depend on the other person for your happiness. Don't depend on your partner for your happiness.
No, even though your partner contributes.
Yes, but you should not depend on
mental health and
fully for your happiness.
Your peace and happiness. You need to understand that working together, as you rightly say, and you mentioned sacrifice, means you to, in that word sacrifice, there are things you have to let go of, even if it will cost you or make you to become inconvenient somehow. There are things you have to give up in order for the relationship to thrive. If you want the relationship to succeed.
You talk about our parents. Some of them, they last 30 years in marriage.
Some of them, they you sit with them, they explain to you what they went through. You never be able to go through it
because
patience to exercise. They exercise patience.
For us now,
we don't exercise such patience.
No, we don't.
You know,
we don't.
You see some of them, their husband before them, their husband they will sit down with their husband till their husband finish eating, and at the same time, their husband will bring another woman even in the house, but they will still be in that marriage.
Oh yes.
They will still be in that marriage. But what I'm saying here is, even though yes, this is the modernized
generation, the generation, things are changing and civilization is taking place. These things should not be happening. Yes, I'm against it. Women being maltreated in the home, women being beaten or taken advantage of, I'm against that one. But if we want the relationship to work, we should be able to forgive. I will end there. Forgive, because if you don't forgive your partner, that's why you start keeping records of his actions. That's why you start picking, concentrating on his flaws. This person is like this. You are not doing anything to make the relationship spicy or for happiness to take place. So you start keeping records of his wrongs, and this will develop in your mind. It will develop your mind, and that relationship can never be healthy.
I have a different notion to that, because I've observed there is a side of me that always like to seek peace, and so most times people come to me with their relationship matters, and we try to make amends to settle them. Okay, so one of the things I've discovered with what you just said about mentioning history of what records of what the individual has done, I've come to realize that the reason why that is happening is because the individual keeps repeating and doing the same thing. So if you keep repeating and doing the same thing, you cannot expect the partner or the individual not to mention it, that is the same thing you did the last time.
No, let's say it's not the same thing. Let's say it's not the same. If you are ready to forgive in that relationship, you will not keep records. You will learn to forgive as long as the person shows sign of remorse and the person is ready to change. Do you understand? So if the person is ready to change, then the relationship is not, the next person don't want the relationship to work.
So that's,
and if you want the relationship to work, and the next person don't want the relationship to work, no matter what you do, it can never work.
Yes. You go back to the word where we started about collaboration and teamwork. Okay, in a team, it's not about you. It's about us. Okay, that's what affected and is destroying a lot of relationships and marriage. No partner wants to sacrifice for the other partner for the pleasantries or the objective or the goals or the success of both of them. Everyone is fighting for his or her right. And wherever you are fighting for your rights, remember, that the opposite of right is wrong. And if the other person is not feel valued in as much as you are fighting for your right, what will happen? That other persons will start to dissipate from the relationship, to distance from the relationship, to grow cold in the relationship. Instead of building the relationship, what will happen? The relationship will become destroyed. The relationship will elapse, and eventually you both will go your separate ways. So you have to ensure that in building the relationship, we've talked about a lot of things: understanding, we've talked about sacrifice, we've talked about forgiveness, we've talked about communication, and all of those things that we talked about. One of the key important things I felt to have left out that I want to talk on before we close is God. Is God. If God is not in the center of your relationship and your marriage, it won't last. It won't hold. Because I tell you, spiritually, there are some individuals who have from our ancestral past or from our relative past some connotation or traditional spare covenant or something that do haunts in that particular family. So spiritually, if you are not closer to God, and if God is not in that relationship, you will put in all of the effort, you can make all of the sacrifice, but it won't work. Because why? There is a spiritual problem. There's a spiritual issue.
The person with the spiritual issue will just misbehave. Yes. You will not even know why he misbehaved.
She will not aware that what is wrong with me, myself. You understand? So God should be at the center. We've talked about that spiritually. Secondly, even socially, financially, God should also be at the center. Because if you are not closer to God, seeking the guidance of God, you may have all of the knowledge, you may have all of the qualification, have all of the opportunities,
all the finance,
but they will go through, become wasted, and it won't benefit you because God is not in it to guide you and to help preserve you, your health, your well-being, and your resources. It is when, like you also mentioned in the past, the intention, when your intention, both parties, is aligned on God, knowing that this relationship or marriage should based on the foundation of God. God should lead us. That is why you realize if God is in it, even though your partner will hurt you, your partner will do you wrong,
you will easily forgive.
Forgiveness will become easy because God is in it. But you realize where we have hard-hearted people, where we have strong-hearted people, and where issues are difficult to resolve, God is not in that relationship.
And in that, we should always realize that for us to have a relationship, a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage, we should not have a Canadian type of marriage.
No.
We should not have an American type of marriage.
No.
But we should have a Bible, a godly type of marriage.
Yeah.
Your Bible should teach you. It should be your manual, something that will guide you through your marriage.
Yeah.
That when you are hurt, you go through your Bible. Yeah. You know the promises of God in that Bible towards you, towards you being hurt, and what are the promises? What God have told you? How you should forgive your partner? How you should be submissive? How you should love your wife? Because you know that as a man, I should love my wife.
Oh yes.
And I should love my wife as Christ loved the church. And imagine the love that Christ has for us as Christians. Imagine the sacrifices he went through. Imagine the beating, the all kind of molest and embarrassment that he went through. But he still carried us through. So as a husband, you know that my duty is to love my wife. And the wife know that my duty is to submit to my husband. I should be a submissive wife. So you having that guideline, having that direction, I don't say the challenges will not come. I don't say difficulties will not come. I do not say hard time will not come. I do not say there are time will come when you will think, what am I even doing here? What is wrong with me? This relationship is not working. I'm tired. Time will come like that, but you go back to your Bible. Your Bible will guide you, and God will help you through it. God will give you peace. Yeah. God will give you courage to end in that marriage.
That's why the Bible says that women should be helpmates to the men. Okay, and that leads me to the other point in building a relationship wherein you have to support each other.
Yeah,
critically in our context. Okay, ladies most times do not want to do that in relationship or marriage. Okay. Because we understand, yes, it's the mandate of God to the man to provide for the family, okay, to take care of the woman or the wife, okay. But I tell you, in our context, if the woman has the upper hand, please, I indulge you. Support your partner, because remember, there is the Shepherd Boys song of the poem that we did in our elementary primary school.
Fear no fall.
He that is down needs fear no fall.
He that is humble, no pride.
He that is humble ever shall have God to be his guide or high guide. And then I like the second part. I am content with what I have, little be it or much, and the Lord content me, still I crave. Little be
yes.
So in relationship, ladies do not want the little men who do not have many, who do not have fancy things to give to them. Okay, they think that is not a good relationship. But I tell you, most of them have missed out because you are not looking at the future of the man. You are looking at the present condition of the man. And there is the adage that says no condition
is permanent.
As long as that man is making the effort towards his dream, towards his aspiration, if you have the opportunity to support him. Now, this support you are talking about is not where you are willing to do more than the man, where you are willing to more than the man. No, it's the support even in your little. We spoke about sacrifice. Sacrifice to complement him. Because remember, what you do not value and invest in, equally, reciprocatively, will not also value and invest in you in return.
Now, let me come to that part. You said women don't want to support men. They like supporting their partner.
Not all women.
Not all women.
Yeah.
I want to put it to you through that men don't support. Most men don't support their women financially, career-wise. Yes. There are some men, they are so stingy to the point that they want to release their money to their women. Yes, they will ask you, what do you have to bring to the table? I always tell men, I am the table.
But there is nothing on the table.
You are the man that should bring something on this table. Bring something on this table, and I will turn it to you, something for you, and give it back to you in a very fruitful way. Now, I am the table, right? Me, the woman, I am the table. You are the man who should put something on this table. When you give me sperm, I'm going to give you children. When you give me money, I should multiply it. I should be able to manage it in a way that it will multiply into so many ways that can help benefit the both of us.
That is the idea. Many women are misusing the monies.
Yeah, they are misusing. That is true.
They're not putting it into
that. I'm not denying that fact. It's true, right? But I want you to know that most men are not supporting their women.
I tell you,
now I'm still on my legs. I'm coming. Now we talk about this one where you talk about women supporting their men with their finances, no matter how little. You know that in doing that, there are some men that become lazy. They will not go and work. And it's the sole responsibility of the man to find for the family. So if the woman is supporting you, don't take advantage of her. Go out and work and be a responsible man. Because you sitting down, the woman is feeding you all the time, except you don't have shame. Find for the family. You go out and work hard to make sure that you have your respect as a man. If not all men will encourage that.
So contextually, yes, what is happening now, you realize that men, based on our natural endowment of mandate and responsibility, we do give and take care of women.
It is a part of man. It is part of every man. Men are givers in
where there is a mismatch. Okay, even in the rural traditional setting, you realize that it is the men that own the farm and the women goes to the farm to plow with the men.
Yes.
Okay, it's supporting. Okay, but if the women does not go to support and help the man in plowing in the farming season, there won't be much harvest.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so coming to our context within the urban towns and cities, okay, what to fail to understand, particularly with the women, is that when you ask a man to give him money, this Gen Z generation, what they are focusing on to receive from men that demand for money is on material things, not on investment.
That's true.
Okay, they demand money for all of the whether it's the Brazilian, the Bone State, or the legacies, whatever. Same for clothes, same for phones, iPhone, Samsung, and Z phone, shoes, bags. Men will not continue giving money for those things. Okay, and also what women fail to understand is that yes, the men will be giving, the men will be bringing, but what if that supply cuts off?
Yeah.
What if that man doesn't have to give or to bring anymore?
But that's why normally
the man has been bringing to the table, but you've not been putting it to the practice. Now the man doesn't have to bring to the table, and the table is empty.
That's why I don't support men that say, my woman, I don't work. My woman should be at home, should be a full-time house. In case, let's say, you're not the owner of your life. In case death come, then that woman is going to start afresh, or she gets frustrated. How will she start? Support her, empower her, so that tomorrow she too be able to take up the responsibility.
Thank you all for the wonderful contribution. So this is where we'll draw the curtain down for this episode. Thank you very much for watching.